Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Sri Banerjee, core faculty for the College of Health Sciences and Public Policy at Walden University. And in this segment, I've been going over each African country that I'm learning a little bit more about because in the West, we don't pay as much attention to African countries and conflicts as we do in high income countries. Let's go and get started. This video is about Tunisia. Tunis is the capital of Tunisia, and this is in 2011 there was the Arab Spring that took over in Tunisia as well to promote democracy. But after that, about 15 years later, we're still trying to figure out how to promote democracy in the context of the Arab Spring. There was a power vacuum that took place, and so that actually hampered with the progress that had been made. Um, so basically, in 2026, Tunisia was a authoritarian and had authoritarian consolidation, economic fragility, and strategic importance. So all of these elements combined creates fertile ground for authoritarian governments to come in. Um, so especially the economic fragility. So the country had, like I was saying, transitioned from an Arab Spring 15 years ago to a hyper presidential system, and the president is Kais Saied. Historically, actually, Tunisia was very important because of the Punic Wars and Carthage being in Tunisia and domination in the Mediterranean Sea depended on Carthage and Rome fighting. And even though Carthage won initially, but Rome took over that territory pretty quickly. Um, let's come back to, and the picture that I'm showing is of the Arab Spring, the crowds that came out into the streets and were protesting. And so um, this kind of spread throughout North Africa and whatnot. And um, people started to make changes in the government. Um, but all of that was reversed. There was a comprehensive authoritarian reversal since 2021. President Said dissolved parliament and began ruling by decree. So 2022, the constitution was completely abolished. The semi-presidential system and concentrated power almost entirely was there with the presidency. Um, Legislative elections in 2022 to 2023 saw a turnout of 17%. That's it. Um, and actually under 11%, not even 17%, reflecting public disengagement and opposition boycotts. Um, Syed was reelected in October 2024, but and the official report says 90.7, but the public said that this was neither free nor fair. Opposition leaders remain detained. The judiciary is subordinated, and civil society faces registration restrictions and asset freezes. So, this consolidation within the presidency was taking place right after the Arab Spring succeeded in um, promoting democracy throughout Africa. Um, So the security environment is elevated at 3 out of 5, um, and this is directed by oppression, repression, economic instability, and regional pressures. GDP growth is really low. Unemployment, that's something that is important. Unemployment is really high at 15.2%. But get this, among youth, unemployment was as much as 35%. Um, so there's a lot of different things going on within Tunisia. The reason it's so important is because of the importance of the Mediterranean Sea, um, and the what also is problematic is the location is between Algeria and Libya, and they're both critical security force actors. Um, so Tunisia's trajectory is being watched across the Arab world as a test case. Can an authoritarian retrenchment be economically sustained without external collapse? And and Tunisia is very fragile with political centralization, and that fails to resolve deep structural economic problems. So there's a lot of problems. Unemployment is over 30% for the youth. There's a consolidation within the presidential power, and the constitution has been suspended. There was elections, but they weren't fair and free. Very few, about 11%, showed up to the elections to begin with, and so there's a lot of work to be done. Um, just want to go through some of these pictures. I think that this one is speaks volumes, um, and I have some other pictures in here that show some of this. But the fact is, Tunisia is, and the capital is Tunis, has a lot of different um, military sort of consolidation, presidential consolidation. So, by decree, the president is ruling by decree rather than by the constitution. Um, so, I hope this has made some sense. This is a brief synopsis of Tunisia. Thank you for listening.